Hi, I'm Dilly MacFarlane, and welcome to the Alumni Special. Today my guest is the new president of the Mount St. Vincent Alumnae Association, elected this year in May at the annual meeting. And her name's Annemarie MacDonald. Hi, Annemarie.
Hi, Dilly.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice you could come by. Tell me about your background with the Mount. I know that you're an old friend of the university, and you go back a long way together. Tell me how you first got involved working as a volunteer with the Mount.
Well, when we moved to Sherbrooke Drive, I used to come over here all the time, and one of the sisters suggested that I come and take some courses. So in those days we used to go under the fence, so now we have a nice gate. So I started then I graduated in '65 here, and I've been running over ever since.
So the Mount became a big part of your life simply because it was in the neighborhood?
Yes, and because it was just like our second home, because the children used to come and play here, and everybody was very kind to them. So I used to come and look for them, and I used the library then a lot, and then I was a home ec graduate in dietetics from St. FX, so I used to come to the home ec department a lot. And if they needed somebody to try their new recipes or to test their goodies, I used to come because I was very near. And then the Sister Dolores used to need somebody to pour tea for the library, and I used to come then. She'd say, "Grab your hat and come over. I'm short one." So I got used to coming a lot. So
what about your family, Annemarie?
Well, they all came here. Bernadette came here, and only the second one, Marie Paul, she went to Tech. But the boys were Alan was the first one to graduate from
the Secretary of Arts degree program.
The one and only man.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
and Alan Senior is a long friend of the Mount as well.
Yes, he's worked with the board and
the Board of Governors.
Yes, Board of Governors, and worked with the sisters too. So we always came here. And then when the Mount, we used to use their chapel while we built our church down here. So it's been a long time since we came here.
Well, I know that you've done a lot of volunteer work with the association itself and organizing fundraising events and serving as a representative on the Board of Governors for the university. What exactly did you do as a member of the Board of Governors, Annemarie?
Well, I was the liaison between Dalhousie and the Mount, and I really enjoyed that because we were trying to get a lot of courses that would be taught in the one place instead of running to half a dozen universities. So I really enjoyed that. I've just finished my term now. But I really...
that was a productive experience for you.
Yes, I really learned a lot from how the university runs. I still have a long way to go, but it's quite interesting.
Well, you're determined, I suppose, to learn by becoming involved. So
yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, I teach, and when you teach the little ones, you wonder what's going to happen to them. And really, we should know about university and how they run. And I really got very interested because most of our teachers come from the Mount because they have the best education department, I think, in the province, really.
Spoken like a true loyal Mount fan, for sure.
We always pick them as student teachers. If they come from the Mount, we know that we're going to get some good workers.
What grades do you teach, Annemarie?
I teach primary, French, and 1 and 2. I have 2 of each. So I have about 150 children, and it's very near my house, so I just go over to Clayton Park in Duc-Danville, and I teach 2 hours in the morning, and the children really love it. So, and it's great for me because I can keep my language, because I don't speak it too much around the house anymore because my children are gone.
So now tell me something. You've got a lot of objectives and a challenging year ahead of you. What do you hope to accomplish as in your term as president of the alumni, Annemarie?
Well, I'd like to get all the alumni together year by year and have them come back to the Mount and see how we have changed and how we can fill their needs, because so many come through the doors here and they always like to come back and see what has happened to the Mount. And I think I'd like to really, everybody who has come through the doors here, I'd like to see them come back and see the new president's residence. The meadows, I'd love for them to see the new
Isn't there a special function planned for alumni at the presidency?
Yes, we have a garden party planned
in September.
as soon as the house will open. So a lot of people have asked about it, and they don't even know where it is. So I think it would be a good chance to get everybody together. And President is very anxious for people to come and see it.
So how do you think the alumni is going to work with the President? Do you think that's going to work out well?
Well, I think, yes, I really think that she's a great person that will get everybody out. And first, if you come and make a visit first, the campus is so beautiful. And I came back this summer. I always went to France in the summer to do French. And this summer, I had known Jacques Barthelmeuf for, well, since 1970. He used to come to the school when we had the student teachers, and he would listen to them and see how well they were doing. So this year I came to listen to him, and I was really flabbergasted. I should have never gone to France all these summers.
You could have learned the same thing here.
Yes, I should have. And I audited, and they were 33, and it was called a French workshop, and it was really terrific. He really gave us a whole lot new way to do French to keep the children very interested.
Getting back to Dr. Hersum's involvement with the alumni, I know that she has expressed an interest in traveling to different cities in the country to meet alumni. Do you have any?
Well, I think she started that already. I think she's done quite a few. I know she's gone to Bermuda and Ottawa and Montreal, Toronto, and I think she'll probably, when she goes out west, I suppose
She's been to Newfoundland too,
yes,
with a group over there.
And PEI, you know, we have to get going over there since they've had so many tourists this summer. Now
that's right.
We have to get them.
I think the alumni office has already heard from a group of gals in Charlottetown who want to get together. So perhaps we could invite the President to go and visit them too.
Oh, I'm sure she will, in her travels, find a lot of alumni. But of course, you say we are lucky. We haven't got too many lost sheep. We've found some ever since the little magazine went out. People have called and said, you know, they enjoy it and they'd like to come back.
That's right.
I think that every year we're going to find people who will come back and maybe take courses or visit, anyway, your alumni office.
Yeah, there's a lot here for alumni in the local area, that's for sure. There's a lot of resources that are available to them that they might not even know until they come and see for themselves. What are some of the other projects that the alumni has going on this year, Annemarie?
Well, we're going to sell pumpkins, aren't we? Yeah. Sometime in October.
That's part of what the annual fund drive activity.
September is the garden party.
Yeah, that's the kickoff, I suppose. Right?
And then we're going to involve faculty this year, aren't we?
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
We'll get.
You're going to get after them,
yes, because since I came back to summer school, I found that there are a lot of them that I should be getting connected with because they are here. And
Annemarie, how do you encourage the development of a loyal alumni with the students? How do you do that?
Well, we're always here. You know, we have the bus tour early in September, and when they come and they're a little lonesome and they're a little lost.
When they're freshmen.
When they're freshmen, that's when I think that they really get attached to the Mount. Now, the girls that have been here a long, long time ago are always attached, but now the young ones, I see them walking around and wondering if they're in the right place, and this is when you get them, when they're first year. And then after that, it's easy. They always come back. So
these on-campus events that are going to take place, I guess monthly by the sounds of things, with the fund drive, they'll be geared toward the faculty and students and that kind of thing. And you hope that will...
I hope that everybody will take part. I think they will too.
How did the fund drive go last year?
Oh,
the first one.
It was very, very well done because we had the kites flying and everybody seemed, it was such a beautiful day, everybody seemed to come. So I think we'll have about the same this year if we can get the garden party and the students, welcome the students and make them feel at home, and then it'll all work out.
There's a lot going on, isn't there? There's plenty of activity happening. And so alumni, if they're interested in becoming involved in any of the projects that we're looking at, or what was it I heard, apparently there's an investment retirement savings plan that's being looked
Oh,
at
yes, that's
for
right.
alumni.
Yes, we're getting that
And
organized.
perhaps a workshop on managing your personal finances, this sort of thing. And the wonderful part, of course, is that it's all being set up by alumni
Yes.
who are professionals in that
That's right.
field.
We have a
So we're
lot.
helping one another that
Yes.
way, which
We're
is
going to have courses and all kinds of things that would interest a lot of alumni.
The other program that I've heard a bit about, and I'm anxious to interview one of the participants in it, involves the alumni offering alternative programming for students, younger students on campus, programming that doesn't involve necessarily alcohol-related functions and so on. So that should be something that local alumni might want to get involved in. Discussions on social justice and current world issues and so on, to give the kids something else to...
All the things that are happening right now that the kids will get interested in, I'm sure, all the students.
Sounds like a good year to get involved in the Alumni Association. How would you go about doing that if you were sitting in your living room today watching us?
Just pick up the phone.
And who do you call?
Call Dilly MacFarlane, the alumni office.
That's right, that's
We're
right.
very well looked after there.
And what about the membership? What are the arrangements that you make if you want to be an active member? How do you go about doing that?
Well, you just pay your dues.
And how much the dues, the annual dues?
$10.
Yeah, $10.
You get a lot for your $10. Your doors are open once,
Yes.
and you can use the library, and you can come in audit classes if you like. That's all I did this summer, is audit a class, and I got just as much, because they give you a lot of work to do, and if you feel like doing it, okay. But if you just want to sit and know what's going on in all the different subjects, well, then you can come.
Sounds like there's a little bit of something there for everybody,
I think
Annemarie.
so,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's great.
Time that they came back and see what we're doing.
Now, what are you doing when you're not being president of the alumni and teaching school?
Well,
How's your golf game?
not too good. It takes a lot of time to play golf, so I'll have to just leave the golf clubs aside for a little while.
I know that you've always been active in the community, Annemarie, working
Yes.
as a volunteer.
I'm a sustainer of the Junior League, and I learned how to be a volunteer with them, really,
Yes.
because they look after us very well. And then I'm involved with the symphony now, the Ladies for Music, and we've tried to keep the symphony going and get people interested in that. And then there's a new program here with Women in Education, and I'm trying to find out what that is all about.
Is that through the Teachers Union?
Yes, yes.
In fact, I think the Alumni Association is sponsoring a reception in connection with that conference that's
right.
coming up.
There's
November the 13th and 14th, I believe.
There's a big conference here.
So, and as you say, so many of our graduates are teachers that...
They're all from the Mount.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of people there, I would think, from the Mount.
Yes.
And I think Dr. Herson will be addressing that group at the Nova Scotia Teachers Union Conference in November.
So I'm looking forward to that and see what that will bring.
You've got a full year
Yes.
ahead of you. It's going to be fun, too. Annemarie, before I say goodbye to my audience, I want to thank you very much for taking the time today
You're
to
most
come and say a
welcome.
friendly hello and to let some of our viewers know what's going to be going on the next year or so with you at the helm.
Well.
And we're very, very fortunate to have you, and I hope that you'll enjoy the experience as well.
I certainly will learn,
Yeah.
and I'm delighted to be here.
That's
you.
great. Thanks a lot for coming.
You're welcome.
And thank you for joining me, Dilly MacFarlane, once again here on the Alumni Special.